soft open to the public, and they're still just using a piece of tape. This just literally looks like poop. Oh God, it hurts. It hurts. We're currently at Disney's Old Key West, the OG Disney Vacation Club Resort. I haven't been here since before 2020 and all that stuff happened. We're gonna be going to Tron today. We ride it during the daytime. What are my thoughts riding it the second time? Has it improved? Is it worse? I hope it's better. But first off, we're gonna go to Olivia's Cafe. It's one of the kind of like the best little restaurants at Disney. It's like a little hidden gem. It's a nice like good brunch spot. They redid the entire lobby here at Old Key West. It used to be kind of like warm and old, and now it just kind of looks like a Pier 1 import. It does kind of feel like Key West a little bit. Still have like the little, you know, library area. There's a fireplace over to kind of like relax and everything. Like, this isn't the worst re-theme I've seen of a lobby. It's an adjustment. I think people are either going to really like it or kind of miss the old one. So we hopped in the gift shop, right? And the gift shop is a drastically different vibe than the front lobby. So will this eventually get re-themed? So for $25, they have these old Key West little ornaments, right? Minnie and Mickey. And then here's one of the resort. What I find it's interesting is the lobby is the old lobby and not the new painted one with Minnie and Mickey in it. Now seen it all. They have a special Disney Vacation Club Operation Silly Skill game. So on the back, it's Operation, right? And then it's like the different Disney Vacation Club resort, and you have to remove it. Off to Olivia. So brunch is from 7:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. Then dinner goes from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. I've never been here for brunch, so I'm gonna try some of the breakfast options. Now, one of the coolest things is right before you enter in, the whole wall is covered in all these photos, and these are all Disney Vacation Club members. The Parrot Punch, Parrot Bay Coconut Rum, Melon Liqueur, Peach Schnapps, and Pineapple Juice.
And now they're going to be doing...
Oh yeah. Quick little rundown of the drink. The drink feels kind of... There's a birthday party happening right now. It's kind of like a pineapple gummy bear almost. I'd do like a 9 out of 10 on it. So I got the Spam Cheddar Biscuits served with a white gravy and drizzled with honey.
Oh boy.
I like the gravy. We had the Spam biscuits. I was kind of disappointed. I thought it would be kind of like a Spam slider with Spam in between the biscuits. But it was like little micro pieces of Spam in the biscuit. So it just tasted like a standard biscuit with some pretty decent gravy. I think I'm gonna do a 7 out of 10 on the little Spam biscuits. They're going away on April 1st, so by the time you watch this, they're already gone. Wonderful time as always. Amazing server that we had. Decent food, great drinks. Olivia's is kind of, it's not like fine dining. It's one of those great like casual places to kind of like hang out with your friends and have a good lunch. If you have not already, go check out Olivia's. Now it is time to go to Magic Kingdom and see how Tron is holding up. Back at Magic Kingdom. Time for round 2 of Tron. We all know how my first Tron experience was. Wasn't the best. We're giving it another try. We're gonna try it during the daytime, sit in the back, see how different the experience is. Now it's still the world's most magical celebrations. Apparently we're not really getting anything for the 100th over here. They're gonna have stuff at Epcot. Disneyland is going all out for the 100th, but Disney World, I don't know, we're gonna get some new cupcakes. There's no better feeling than walking down Main Street and seeing like a little parade happening and Mickey waving to you, welcoming you into Magic Kingdom. Before we head over to Tomorrowland, I want to go check out and see the construction here at Tiana's new attraction coming. They've drained everything. They're slowly working on stuff. Now all the signage has been removed from the gift shop, and then the big Splash Mountain sign that they had here with also the characters that would be right over there have also been removed. So they still have the little playground here where you would exit Splash. They've removed all the signage though. So over here, by the payphones, they still have Splash Mountain stuff. They have souvenir coins, a little different than the coin machine that they removed, but they have one of the squad riding on one of the log flumes, and then Brer Rabbit right there, and everyone from Splash Mountain. I'm surprised this is still here. So if you want to get one of these before they're gone, it's gonna be located right back here. The bathrooms are still open over here, but this is where the little coin machine is gonna be. Here's a better look at all the coins that you can get. So these are gonna be the 2 Splash ones, and there's a Chip and Dale one. So they have all new signage. I like this. It's like a metal sign. It says Tiana's Food, employee owned, coming soon. So I believe the story is you're gonna be going around the bayou collecting ingredients for like a party. I think that's the story of the ride. we have any idea what's going to happen to the golden statues? Are they just going to stay there? Tron virtual queue is closed. Now boarding 78 to 84. So it's pretty much open. They did their preview. It doesn't officially open until April, but it's like soft open. So if you want to come to the park, it's pretty much operating like the normal attraction would be open. And even if you don't have a virtual boarding group, you can still enter into the little land in the area. Now the gift shop with all the Tron merchandise isn't open yet. That's not the opening day, but they redid the little clock and everything, and I love it. It looks great. I like the color and the font. I guess they're still working on the construction on the outside. It's a little gnarly down there. Yeah, it just doesn't look really finished. Now the gift shop with all the Tron merch will open on opening day. Like, that's not sealed correctly. This French fry is like sun faded. How long has this fry been chilling there? All right, so virtual boarding group, 7 a.m. anywhere. You could be at home, your hotel, anywhere, and you can try to get your little virtual queue. Or it's 1 p.m. if you're inside the park for the second round of the virtual queue. Then when you have a virtual queue, then if you want to skip standby, you can still pay for Lightning Lane. You just cannot pay for Lightning Lane and get on. You have to get a virtual boarding group and then Lightning Lane. They have the sign here, and then off to the left is this little space pod thing, and this is where the new food is. I like the design. Here's the little menu. We're gonna eat most of the menu items today. We got the 2 dumplings, and we got the drink, and then we also got the dessert. Start off with the beef and broccoli digital dumplings, broccoli pesto, crispy garlic, and a ginger soy broth. All right, let's try the beef one now. The meat, yeah, I love the soy sauce and a little broth in there, but the actual beef is very dry. Even with all the broth and everything, it can't save the dryness. It honestly looks like something you like vomited up, but in a bowl. The beef is just so dry. The broth is really good, but the beef is not very good. We'll do a 7 on that one. And then we also got the buffalo chicken digital dumpling, celery, dehydrated blue cheese with a cayenne pepper broth. Kind of gnarly. Not the most appetizing thing. There's a heat to it. It weirdly doesn't taste like chicken. It tastes like beefaroni. That's strange. Okay, so the buffalo chicken dumpling tastes like beefaroni for some reason. There's a little bit of a kick there with a little cayenne pepper in there, but I'm gonna do like a 7.5. Doesn't taste like chicken to me. Look, when it comes to the buffalo chicken thing, you can buy a can of beefaroni for like, what, $2 instead of paying almost $10 for the exact same flavor. They're not terrible. Visually don't look too good. They're fine. I wouldn't be going out of my way to get this. Then to drink, we got the watermelon refresher. Zizu citrus ginger with popping candies, which are pretty much just pop rocks. This thing is extremely small. It's about 2 shot glasses stacked on top of each other. It just kind of tastes like a cheap watermelon slushie. And then you get like a couple little pop rocks on your tongue. It doesn't even taste like, you know, like a 7-Eleven good slushie. We're talking about like that like off-brand gas station slushie. Kind of watermelon flavor. You're really not getting too much fluid in there. $6, very funky artificial aftertaste. Yeah, 6 out of 10 on that. Now when I watched Tron Legacy for the first time, right, I was like, oh, there's so many of these cool drinks. They're like blue drink. None of this food I imagine being part of the Tron universe. I've eaten a lot of gross things at theme parks. This is the most revolting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, we're gonna show you what the dessert looks like. First impression.
It looks like dog shit.
At Animal Kingdom, they used to sell chocolate that was like animal feces. This just literally looks like poop. And then for dessert, we got the chocolate cake donut holes with a matcha sauce. This goes through so many different people to get to this moment in the park. And this is what we were dealing with. I feel like this is like an episode of Jackass, right? And I'm like, I'm Kevin Heimbach and we're on Jackass, where I'm about to eat poop. Here we go. Incredibly dry, a 0 out of 10. These are some of the driest donut holes I've ever had in my entire life. And they're inside of a poop soup, right? You'd think at least that would add moisture to it? No. All right, so the undigested nuts, it pretty much, they're pop rocks. So they'll pop in your mouth. Then they also have a strawberry isoform, ice cream mochi with caramelized graham cracker crumb, the cheesecake foam. All right, now let's see if the mochi's any better. All right, we got some cheesecake and the mochi. It's nice and cool and refreshing. A little bit of a fruity aftertaste. I think I'm gonna do 7 out of 10 on the isoform. All right, well the day is off to a rough start. At the end of the day, I don't suggest this food stand. It keeps the quality of Magic Kingdom food. All right, here we go, round 2. This has been a very controversial ride, right? And I feel like every single other like content creator that I watched, they all had like nothing but praises to say about this ride. Then when I talked with all my cast member friends, they all like agreed with me about like how it hurts and it's painful and all the problems with it. So we're gonna give it another try and see where my review lands now. All right, so off to the right, this is where the virtual queue will join. Looks like somebody's pair of sunglasses fell out. It's just stuck in the netting now. The trains are going a lot quicker than they were the day that we went. It was about a minute every other train. Here, I feel like it's about like almost every 30 seconds a train is coming by. I Now, one of the other problems I was hearing about is the cast members have to wear these jackets, right? Have an identity disc on the back. They cannot dry their costume. They melt. They literally melt in the dryer. So they have to hang dry them. You get to this point in the line and then a cast member will look to make sure you have a virtual return time. The problem is this little area we're supposed to test the ride vehicles just turned into a photo op. So the incredibly important ride vehicle safety feature, to know if you fit on the ride or not, it's just a piece of like tape. Now it has opened to media, it has soft opened to the public, and they're still just using a piece of tape. All right, so you'll pull it in, right? So if it goes past, or I think if it goes past your good to tape, there's really no indication about if you're good or not.
Into the world of Tron.
So
yeah, but it took forever. What a flawed system.
okay, we're in. Oh God, it hurts. It hurts. Everything hurts.
Congratulations, Caesars. A championship performance and victory for Team Blue.
Wow, everything hurts. Okay, so we just finished. Last time I said it's really hard to find a spot if you forget your number. You guys said there is a spot. Let's see. All right, 403, 403. All the numbers are like reversed. Here we go. Alright, so when you're exiting the attraction, this is finally open. It says, "Welcome Team Green." A little advertisement for Enterprise. It's very interesting because every single Team Green member is just the reused image from the queue, but they just changed the color green. That's it. This is gonna be ROM, Customer Experience Architect. I do like the green light. This is gonna be the team green. It is pretty cool. I gotta admit, seeing this kind of in person looks really cool. And here's like a little banner, Tron Lightcycle Run presented by Enterprise. The pixelation happening in the back of that image, it's so fuzzy. They needed a high def image. And this just kind of looks like PS2 graphic rendering of the Tron Lightcycle. Every single one of the team members is just a reused figure from the queue, and they just turned them green. Didn't try to create new characters, just turned them green. Like, there's so many amazing graphic artists out there, graphic designers, and they would love an opportunity to make something great. Yet the current graphic designers are okay with putting this quality out. Okay, now guys, we are back at home. Let's talk about Tron for a second. My second time riding it was very similar to my first ride, but also very different. I was still in physical pain, right? It was bangers and mash down there. Let's just say that. Like, I was in serious pain, and that's not normal. I've had other friends too where like they're having extreme pain down there. But then I also know other people where they feel no pain. So this ride is very weird with like who it's causing pain and discomfort and where on their body. I think in general it's not a comfortable ride vehicle for anyone. I rode in the back this time. My first time I rode front row. This time I rode in the last row. The ride is also very different when you're in the last row, right? When you're in the front row and you're going through the inside portion, all you kind of see is just darkness. When you're in the last row, you can actually like see the story. I was like, oh, I didn't realize we were actually like racing someone. Because in the front row, you don't see that. I think for launch wise, I think it's front row, right? That great launch outside. And then when you go inside, the back row is the best part. When you're in the front row, I think during the daytime, it is kind of lackluster because you're not kind of getting that light show. You're getting an indoor pool vibe. It looks like the Quince Orchard indoor pool that I would go to as a kid. That queue is ratchet. There's so many dirty stains, and it doesn't feel immersive like you're in the world of Tron. It just feels dirty and disgusting. And you look up and you go, oh. Then a little side note, we saw that monorail sign, which literally was held together Scotch tape. Someone messaged me and they said, that's been like that since December. I really hope that's not true. Now back to Tron. The ride, I just don't like it. I might go one more time for opening day just to cover it for you guys, but physically it just causes me pain. And I do not want to put my body through that again. The locker system is still kind of a mess. I know the cast members are really getting frustrated with the guests and how that whole operating system is. You look at a place like Universal, they have like colors and images and numbers to kind of remember where you are, and then you just grab your card, you scan it, it automatically opens. You guys said there was like a little screen to figure out where your locker was, and there's no indication saying this is how you can find your locker number. It just says pick your different language. The safety indicator to know if you fit on the ride or not is a piece of tape. Disney, you're one of the biggest companies in the entire world. This is a copy and paste of a decade-old attraction. You did not think to put a light to know if people fit or not? Every single theme park you go to, I'm talking about Six Flags, I'm talking about Busch Gardens. When you're getting on a ride, it'll let you know red light or green light if you fit or not. Disney's, there's no indication. It's just a piece of tape. That is terrible. That is bad show. And it's just stuff like that that I just find so infuriating about this attraction. Look, my first video, all of those problems remain. Let me know down in the comments if you have ridden it for the previews. What do you think about it? So now let's talk about the food. The food feels like a rejected menu from a concept from an Epcot food festival. Menu items don't feel immersive and themed. They just added the word digital to dumplings. That does not create a themed dish, Disney. When you go to a place like Docking Bay 7 and Galaxy's Edge and Batu, right? All those dishes feel themed from beginning to end, from the name to the presentation of the dish. What we got literally looked like poop. I didn't like the food. I didn't like the ride. I just don't like the area. It just doesn't even blend well with the Tomorrowland, because it's like this weird kind of like future Tron land, and then we go to like kind of started renovated Tomorrowland, because there was a whole like renovation that was planned, and then all the budget cuts happened. And then for the name of like the enemy Tron characters, what is named Train Master? Apparently characters can lose. I always thought in the films if you lose you die, but apparently all these Tron characters can lose now. They're games, so they have wins and losses. Those are my thoughts. I did stop by the P.O. Box. You guys sent a bunch of little letters, so we're gonna open one of them right now. This one is from Mark from New York. Thank you, Mark, so much for your card. That's so sweet. I always love like reading these little cards. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. Join the family. I love cars! Because I'm going to keep you up to date on all things theme park and Disney around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
It's like dog shit.
They put all the dryers right above the sink. So instead of washing and then going off to the left and drying, you stand there and you dry above the sink.